So I spent the whole morning with Nicholas at a doctor's appointment that we've been waiting for quite a while to get in with a certain specialist that's here in the city. And there's only one of these type of doctors apparently in the whole city. So we had to wait a little while, and we finally got into the appointment, and it was a 5-minute appointment. You know, the consult, right? So, but because this doctor is so booked up, he was an hour behind schedule. So we were at least an hour and a half in the waiting room. Then we saw the resident, talked to the resident, then saw the doctor for 5 minutes. So, and then of course had to drive all the way home. And so there was my morning. Anyways, no, nothing disastrous, nothing to worry about. Really very, very minor thing that the appointment was about. So really, no need to worry, no need to send good thoughts or anything. It's all very, very silly, really. But anyways, you know, you like to take care of these things, right? So, so yeah, that was my whole morning. And it felt, you know, that the lighting in those places is so artificial, and when you spend so much time in there and you come out and you sort of blink into the natural daylight. And anyway, so Nicholas as well, yesterday, if you watched the Sunday high tea episode, he had a bit of a gastro bug yesterday morning. Well, in the middle of the night. As it always seems to happen with kids, right? It's always in the middle of the night. You couldn't win the lottery on that if you tried, you know? Every time, middle of the night. So, today's caffeine fix is brought to you by Tim Hortons, my coffee of choice, because there's one on every corner pretty much in this city. There literally is one on every corner. You turn around and there's another Tim Hortons. So if I'm talking a little bit fast, it's because I've had a lot of caffeine already this morning, and that's it for me today. I am cut off after that. I'm going to have to switch to herbal tea, or else I will never get any sleep tonight. But that's okay, because there's lots to be done. I have the most amazing show and tell to share with you today. I literally have just been chomping at the bit to share with you. I have an FFO to share with you today, a fully finished object, and it is spectacular. Now, this finish was not FFO'd by me, nor was it stitched by me. So I am sharing with you a gift that someone very special sent to me, and her name is Colette. She is a member of the Facebook group Friday Off the Grid, and a few months ago I sent Colette some chocolate in the mail. It wasn't even a few months ago, it was like a few weeks ago, and it was Coffee Crisp. And I know we eat Coffee Crisp here in Canada. It's ubiquitous. It's, you know, everybody knows it, everybody likes it, but apparently you don't get it down in the States. Just like we don't get cherry Coke. We don't get Diet Cherry Coke. And I really laughed when people thought how funny I was about the soda machine. And then a few other people said, oh, we have that kind of soda machine here at, I can't even remember what fast food place it was. I think Doris, you might have told me where it was. But you see, I don't usually go out to fast food places, and so I wouldn't have noticed anyways. And I know we don't have that much selection. Anyways, squirrel, rabbit hole. I sent Colette some Coffee Crisp. And in return, Colette sent me the most astonishing thank you gift I've ever received. So, proudly presenting today's show and tell on Off the Grid Needlearts, stitched and fully FFO'd by Colette herself, is this amazing mug rug. Look at this thing, you guys. I've been using it every day. I've been using it every day since. I know Michelle Bendy says that you shouldn't use anything that you get in the mail until you've showed it on your podcast. I can't do that. I have to use stuff right away, immediately. Rip open the package, use it. And this is so gorgeous. Colette, this is stunning. And I have never seen a cross-stitch piece FFO'd like this. Isn't this a wonderful idea? So her piecing skills are phenomenal. And if you've seen her posts on Facebook, she recently entered some quilts in a competition and did rather well. And I can see why, because her piecing is just beautiful. Her stitching is beautiful. Her binding, gorgeous. Fabric selection is perfect. And look, Java Junkie. Is that me or what? And there's even a little spoon charm on there. Look at that. I have had this on my desk, and I use my desk every day, where my sewing machine is, where my laptop is. I do my paperwork there. I sew all of the bags there. And she even put a little tag on the back. Now, I'm not going to share the tag with you because it has her name and personal information on it. So I'm not going to put that on the internet. But the first part is, to Caroline, my Canadian stitching sister. I mean, come on. Look at this. Colette, you're amazing. I can't get over this gift. I love it. And I'm going to use it every single day. Isn't it beautiful? So, if you were looking for a new novel idea for finishing some of these really cute little smalls, isn't that perfect? And what a phenomenal gift is that? Just amazing. Thank you, Colette. And thank you for, saying that I could share it. Colette also included some patterns from her stash. She passed some stash to me, you guys. So when I say this package blew me away, look at this. She sent Blackbird Designs, my daughter, dear daughter, sorry, that she stitched for her daughter. And Colette, I have to share this with you because my daughter, it's not that she's fussy, it's that, she's not a stitcher, but she does appreciate how much work goes into it. But I wasn't going to offer to stitch this for her unless she said that she liked it. So I didn't say anything about it. I didn't say I was going to stitch it to her. I showed her the picture and I said, hey, do you like this? And she said, yeah, I really do. That's really pretty. And I said, how about I stitch it for you? So now I know that she'll really like it. I will stitch this for her because it's beautiful. Beautiful. The other one that she sent was a la-di-da pattern, the 7 Virtues, which I also love. I think I'm going to convert the colors. I'm not sure. But I already have the fabric for this. It's another piece of the same fabric that I'm using for my modern folk embroidery that I just cut a piece off the other day. It's the perfect size and I love it. And last but not least, she included Little House Needleworks. Isn't this sweet? I love this pattern. And a little piece of fabric and a skein of floss that she tucked inside there. Colette, all I sent you was some chocolate. Really. Not necessary. So does anyone else out there want chocolate? Hit me up. I'm good for coffee crisp. Anyways, yeah, just amazing. And listen, I have 2 other things that I got in the mail that I meant to show last week and say thank you, but then I was really, I don't know what was up with me last week. I forgot a bunch of stuff. But also Canada Post was a little bit slow because Miss Donna Ray sent me a Valentine's card. And it's the end of March, so I did get this in March. And Donna Ray, that obviously was not, due to any fault of you because I'm looking at the post stamp and it was sent on the 10th of February. So she was on time for Valentine's Day. And isn't that cute? Love it. And it just, it was the only thing in my mailbox that day other than flyers and a bill. And just getting this in there and seeing her beautiful handwriting and just a nice little note. Donna Ray, you're awesome. And if you're not watching her podcast, and I think everyone by now is watching her podcast because it's awesome, and that ironing tutorial, really, really good. Makes me kind of embarrassed to show my non-ironed linen projects, but that's okay. No shame. So Donna, thank you. One more. My friend Ada Ada in France, if you are on Instagram, she is at Ada Stitches on Instagram. Most stitchers know her because she is a really wonderful member of that community. She, you know, she comments on a lot of people's posts. Her stitching is beautiful, and she's just a really good friend. She sent me a postcard with Tintin for Nicholas. Isn't that sweet? Because they were at a comics museum. Now I am going to butcher this name. In Angoulême. Was that right? Did I get it right? I think it's a je instead of a g. Angoulême. Which one is it? Du Musée de la Bande Dessinée. How's that? There's my high school and grade school French immersion pronunciation coming into play. It's been a while, you guys. So, and at the end of Ada's postcard, she says, I hope you could visit us one day and we will take you there. Ada, you're on. We will be there one day. Ada has a 16-year-old son who's almost 7. Actually, no, he is 17 now. And I have a daughter the same age, and we always joked around that we would match them up together so that, you know, then I could go and visit France all the time and stitch with Ada. So I've told Sarah flat out that, you know, if things don't work out with her current boyfriend, I've got one picked out for her already, and he happens to live in a beautiful countryside in France. So Ada, thank you so much, because once again, it's so nice to get something in the mail other than bills. Really, it was such a treat. Thank you. Okay, so next, I have some progress on my whips, so I'll share those with you now. I did a little bit more on my modern folk embroidery piece since Friday, since the Friday Stitch with Me. So, but it's on my floor stand. And like I said before with my Blackbird design, when it's on the floor stand and I'm still really into working on it, putting in every stitch for every, you know, in every moment that I possibly have, I'm not taking it off the floor frame. So I took a very short little teeny tiny clip of what it looks like right now and prepare to be underwhelmed because there's not a lot there. But it's still so gorgeous. I thought I would share it with you. I have this piece on my floor frame from last Friday, and I didn't want to take it off to share with you today, and it's hard for me to hold up my floor frame in front of the camera, so I thought I would just take a little quick video and show you how far I have gotten, which is not very far, but every single teeny tiny stitch is absolutely perfect. Look at that color. Oh, it's perfect. I'm loving it. Every stitch counts. You know, it's funny. If they made a bigger size, I would probably buy it. It's obscenely big. Anyways. Wasn't that gorgeous? I love that piece so much. I'm just always so excited when I get to sit down and put a few stitches in it because everything about it I think is perfect. I made some progress on my hand blessings design this week, finding a bird's nest. This is an Eileen Gurak design, Needleworks design. And my little boy. Actually, let me turn that around. There. No. Get rid of that. There, that's better. So, as you can see, I've started the border. The little boy's done. Just have the border. And there's a bunny rabbit and a tulip over here. So, you know, as we always do, you say, oh, there's hardly any stitching there. It won't take me very long. I'll be done it in just a few days. I'm always wrong. I always underestimate the amount of work that these things take. So even though I worked on it, as I was stitching it, I thought, yeah, you're not going to be done this by Monday. Forget it. I had a few other things going on. So anyways, I have made quite good progress with it. So we'll just keep trucking along. I did put a few stitches in my March chalk design, but not enough really to bother sharing with you today. But I am on track to finish it this month. I just have to work on it a little bit more. So yesterday was high tea, best day of the month. New start day where we celebrate starting something special from our stash, maybe something from our stash with a little bit of extra enhancement from the needlework shop. My choice this month was a counted canvas design called Seasons by Amy Bear Needlepoints. Now, Susan Golden Stitcher left me a comment and said that Amy retired in 2013. So whether or not you can still find this pattern, I'm not sure. I apologize if you've fallen in love with it and you can't find it. You know, I might be done this in 5 years. Hit me up then and I'll pass the stash. How about that? 5 years? 5 years. Let's hope it doesn't take 5 years. However, I will show you my start. And so I started in the middle. So I've started this, now Seasons. And she says right in the description, this is spring, these are summer, and these are autumn. And she did not do winter. She purposely left out a winter block. So just like the Blackbird Designs Loose Feathers, which is missing a season, this Seasons piece is also missing a season. So I now have 2 Seasons pieces that are only 3 seasons instead of 4. Somehow I don't mind because there's 2 now. So here's my start. I have to make sure that I show you the, see, always write the top on it because then you know which way is up. And that's what I did last night. So I started the middle in the spring block. Now I'm trying to get it out of the shadow of the camera so you can actually see it properly. Even if I do put it in the shadow, I guess you can still see it okay. Isn't that pretty? So I finished the 4 blades of what I think of as the windmill. And then I've started the first little fill in here and I have to continue and do the other 3 corners there. So if you look at the pattern, you can see, so there are the windmill blades and there's the little bit in the middle there that I did. So I have a little ways to go. But considering I only worked on that for about an hour and a half, pretty fast, hey? You know, it's a lot of coverage in about an hour and a half, which is one of the really, really nice things about canvas pieces. They do tend to go quite quickly once you get a move on. Okay, that was it for me for whips. And I already showed you my awesome, amazing show and tell. So, quick little shop update. I have the bags, the fabric that I was talking about last week, I now have in the shop. There are some camping bags in there, medium flat totes. I'm probably going to try to make some large flat camping totes as well. And there will be some wedge totes as well of that fabric. But the ones I wanted to show you today are the Olivia bag. There's the mustard accent, green zip on top, a fresh white. It's got a really light floral on the white fabric on the lining. And I've paired that with a matching pink polka dot Notions tote. And this matches pretty sweetly the pink in the tulip there. So I have enough of this. I'm also making wedge totes with this fabric when I have, you know, free time. I made the serge bag. He gets skull and crossbones with a black twill on the bottom. And I wanted to do something a little fun on the lining. So polka dots. Polka dots on the lining. I did not pair this one with a Notions tote. It's just the bag by itself. This one also will be a wedge tote eventually. So the camping bag, those 2 bags, I shared Elena's bag with the bakery fabric. I showed that in yesterday's video, so I'm not going to show that again today. There are bags in the shop. And I'm going to be trying to keep a few more bags in the shop as fast as I can. I don't have a lot of time, but I love sewing and I love to put up new things in the shop whenever I can because I have a lot of fabric and it needs to be made into things, and I certainly can't keep all of the bags that I can make. So as fast as I can. Kathy and Steve and Clara and my parents are coming down this coming weekend for Easter, so I suspect we'll be doing a little bit of sewing, but mostly I think this weekend, since my whole family is here, we're going to just concentrate on visiting, and I suspect Kathy and my mom and I will do a little bit of knitting and stitching. So there will be some new bags coming up in the shop, so keep an eye out if you are interested at all. I have one last thing to share with you today, and this is really funny. And I can guarantee you that every single Canadian who is watching this now is totally rolling their eyes. And I can't quite believe that I'm going to actually do this. But I had so many questions about the milk bag. This is now the third time. This is the third episode I'm talking about and sharing the milk bag. In fact, it might even be the fourth. Here's the jug. Here's what it looks like. Here's the milk bag. Somebody couldn't visualize how on earth you bang the bottom of the thing to get it down without the milk bag exploding. As you can see, the milk bag is quite firm plastic. It's not just gonna, you know, explode. So it goes in the jug, you give it a little shake, and you give it a couple of little whacks on the bottom of the palm of your hand. If you don't do that, disaster will strike and you will have milk all over the place the first time that you pour. Because if it's not down far enough past this lip, the whole top part of the bag flops over and it just goes sploosh all over your countertop. So you have to bang the bag down into the bottom of the jug. You snip off the corner. Everyone used to have a special little snip on a magnet that was stuck to their fridge, known as the milk clip or something like that. And it actually looks like it looks like those thread snips that you can take on airplanes, the ones that have the little blade tucked inside a thing. Anyways, these are usually, back in the day, they were given out as promotional items from companies who had advertising on them. And you would hold the corner with your hand and use your other hand to draw the blade across. And what is always a topic of discussion is, do you make a big hole or do you make a small hole? Some people like a big hole, some people don't because it lets out too much milk at one time. Some people like a small hole. Personally, a small hole drives me bananas because then you're sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting for the amount of milk that you want to put in your coffee cup. And in the morning, that's an important discussion. I hope this clears up any confusion surrounding milk bag in a jug. Brought to you by Canada, and I hope that if you are Canadian and watching this, you fully appreciate my embarrassment at having to share this with the world. So, milk bag, it's where it's at. Happy stitching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and knitting. I'm going to try to do a quick little tutorial video on Wednesday morning about the make one increase. We've done the knit front back increase, but I haven't done a make one increase. And so look for that on Wednesday morning in case there's any part of that pattern that you're at all confused about. If there are any other questions about the knitting pattern, feel free to send me an email, caroline@evertote.com. That is guaranteed to get to me, and I will do my best to answer you in a timely manner. I hope you all are having a great, great week. I will see you soon. Happy stitching.